Battle of Champions and Yellow Pages proudly presents Wimpy Halstead versus Pierre Coetzer in 10 rounds of heavyweight action, live from Sun City. Halstead began his professional career as a 16-year-old middleweight in August 1980 and has compiled an impressive record of 75 wins, 7 losses and 1 draw. With a 19-bout winning streak since losing in the 9th round in April 1988 to the man who knocked out Mike Tyson, James Buster Douglas, Wimpy hails from Midwest City, Oklahoma, and has fought the majority of his fights in his home state. He's been in with former world champion Greg Page and Tony Tubbs, but lost on both occasions. The 27-year-old Halstead is durable and should be in there at the end with Pierre Coetzer after 10 hard rounds. Does Halstead seem apprehensive that Pierre is currently ranked number 2 by the WBA?
I don't look to take his place because I don't feel that that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to put on my talents as a professional boxer and worry about his world ranking when we're done boxing.
How does manager Rootin' Tootin' Frank Newton feel about the fight?
Oh, I'm just looking forward to a great fight. I'm really just happy to be here. We don't, you know, we just gonna take it one round at a time, you know.
Any predictions?
I have no prediction other than the fact that I'm here to win. I'm not here to kiss no babies and make no speeches.
Pierre Coetzer, now on a 14-bout winning streak, is ranked number 2 in the world by the WBA and 4th by the IBF. Coetzer could be in with the Holyfield next year for the undisputed heavyweight title, pending the outcome of the Holyfield-Tyson clash in November. He has tremendous fitness, stamina and heart, and with his heavy punching and left jab, should prove too powerful for Halstead. Shrewd matchmaking by trainer Alan Tawil has taken Coetzer through 38 fights with only 2 losses, both which he avenged in return fights with Bernard Benton and Ossie Ocasio. Coetzer cannot afford to lose against an opponent of the caliber of Halstead. How does he view Halstead?
Well, one thing about Halstead, his record proves everything. That he had so many fights. I mean, in 84, 85 fights he had, which he won, I think, 76, 78 of them he won. And he's very ring-wise, and he knows his business around the ring.
Once he beats Halstead, he'll definitely move a step up, which is the number 1 position. And then we'll be very anxious to watch the Holyfield-Tyson fight. And of course, we hope to get a shot at the winner pretty soon.
Now nearing 30 years of age, Pierre cannot have any setbacks if he hopes to challenge for a world heavyweight title next year. Yellow Pages presents 10 rounds of heavyweight action live on Supersport.
Well, we're sitting waiting here for Pierre Coetzer and Jerry Halstead to come into the ring. But here is the tail of the tape, and it does show, well, exactly the opposite way around. 3-8 fights for Coetzer, 8-3 fights for Halstead. Certainly the experience on Halstead's fight, and he's fought some very good men. He's won 75, lost 7. Andres, what do you think of the possibilities of this fight?
Well, I think that Pierre Coetzer's got to show, without a doubt here today, that he's worked on his defense. That is a sore point that we've always talked about. And let's see today whether Pierre Coetzer has learned from his last fight against Rebalta that he has tightened up his defense. And the man of Halstead's caliber, Pierre Coetzer cannot afford to have a bad day. If he hopes to challenge for the world title, either the winner of Holyfield-Tyson, he cannot afford one of those 2 guys to fluff it today. And we hope to see the best of Pierre Coetzer tonight.
Kyk hoe Sprokie bewaarheid word met die toerkuns van Mnet op die 3de Augustus regstreeks vanuit die Sun City Superbowl met die 1991 rapport Sunday Dance mevrou SA skoonheidskompetisie. Meet now finalist number 6, Chantel Fourie.
Hi, I'm a 19-year-old fashion design student from East London. I'm currently doing my 2nd year at the East London Technical College. I really love what I do because I have an absolute fascination for beautiful clothes. I enjoy triathlons, I do a bit of sailing now and again, and I love to watch the battle of the 2 giants, Kevin Schwantz and Wayne Rainey. I have very strong convictions about drug abuse and cruelty to animals. My future plans? Someday I'm going to be a top fashion designer, and I hope to be the first in South Africa with short hair. See you on the 3rd, when I hope to be your new Miss SA. Bye!
The festival continues on Supersport with the glamorous Gold Cup, one of the premier events on the racing calendar. This event has a class of its own, with an atmosphere different to any other. The selected horses will compete over a distance of 3,200 meters. Winning this race will depend on stamina, good horsemanship, and the will to win. See it live from Greville on Saturday, the 3rd of August, only on Supersport's Festival of Racing. Call now and get the sport of kings like it really is, here on the Channel of Champions.
Right, well, at the ringside, we're just waiting for Brian Mitchell to rejoin us. He just had to go away for a moment, but Andries Steiner, of course, is here. Andries, we saw a thrilling 10-rounder there, scheduled, but it only ended 1. We have a new heavyweight champion. We have Pierre Coetzer. Here we are in the dressing room with Alan Tawil. What do you think of this heavyweight division right now? It really is getting exciting.
Well, we need a guy like Corey Sanders to liven up the situation a bit. The last couple of years, the heavyweight division has been dominated by Pierre Coetzer and Johnny Deploy. And Corey Sanders, being a southpaw, can blow some life into the heavyweight division at the moment. Not just in South Africa, but internationally, overseas. Very few southpaw heavyweights. And I think that Corey Sanders can make a name for himself if he carries on the way he's been fighting this afternoon. I think that there's a bright future ahead for Corey Sanders if he gets taken the right route. Harold Forbrack shouldn't be in a hurry with him now. He should take him along slowly, like they've been doing with Pierre Coetzer. And I'm sure that the promoters of this tournament will look after Corey Sanders as well. And of course, we hope to see much more of Corey Sanders in future.
And we're still waiting for these two heavyweights to come to the ring. Seems to be some bit of a drawback in the dressing room there. I don't know what it is, but we expect both of them to be in the ring any moment now. I don't think they've quite expected that heavyweight title fight to end as fast as it did. I think they expected Corey Sanders and Johnny Deploy to perhaps go a little bit longer than they did, but you know, it's so reminiscent of when Collie Coetzer ended his days, a one-round knockout against Jimmy Abbott. This was very much the same sort of picture. Johnny Deploy going out in one round like that. I wonder if we're going to see him again.
Well, like I said, he should take a good hard look at himself, and if he should return to the ring, he should be in a better condition, and he should take his boxing more seriously and not just take the fight on a 2-week notice and work a bit harder in the gym.
Well, Andries, of course, you know from your own days, you've got to take those games seriously, and unfortunately, that's been one of Johnny Deploy's drawbacks. A nice guy, exciting fighter, ups and downs, but the downs have been the things we remember more than the ups, I'm afraid, because of, well, he's just not dedicated.
Absolutely, and it's such a pity. A talented fighter. I think one of the most talented fighters in South African boxing, Johnny Deploy. He's got tremendous hand speed. He can punch well, and he just didn't seem to have dedication for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our main event this afternoon, an international heavyweight bout over 10 rounds. Please welcome from the United States of America, Jerry Wimpy Halstead. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he comes, the former South African heavyweight champion. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, for our main event, our two fighters, and let's hear it for the Sun City Ring Girls. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome one of our own heroes here into the ring at the Sun City Super Bowl before our main event. To welcome both the fighters. He will be in action again in Sacramento, California, September the 13th against Tony the Tiger Lopez. He is still the world junior lightweight champion, and he is at ringside. Please come into the ring, Brian Mitchell. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Mitchell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our main event. A heavyweight fight, international, over 10 rounds. Your officials for this fight. Your referee is Mr. Wally Snowball. Your judges, Mr. Alfred Bukwana, Mr. Gordon Goba, and Mr. Dan Radebe. And now introducing, on my left, wearing the royal blue trunks, he weighed in at 98.50 kilograms. He's been fighting since he was 12 years old. That was 14 years ago. In that time, 83 professional fights, 75 victories and 7 losses with 1 draw. From Midwest City in Oklahoma, United States, Jerry Wimpy Halstead. And ladies and gentlemen, on my right, wearing the blue and white trunks, weighing in at 97.90 kilograms. He has had 38 professional fights, 36 victories and only 2 defeats. He is the former South African heavyweight champion, now ranked number 2 by the IBF, number 2 by the WBA. Both of them for Evander Holyfield's title. Let's hear it for Pierre Coetzer.
The boxers are being called to the center of the ring. They've been introduced.
All the best for that, right?
Pierre Coetzer having his 39th professional fight. And Brian, he cannot afford to slip up today against opponent like Jerry Halstead.
Definitely not, Andy. This is an important test once again for Pierre Coetzer. Every fight's as important as the next. Most people have asked me which fight is important, but I tell them every single fight is important because you can't afford a loss. As you said, not at this stage of his career. He's rated number 2 in the world, and it's very important that he keeps his winning intact to get a shot later on against Evander Holyfield, the world champion.
And people have to just watch out for Halstead's head. When Halstead moves forward, he looks a bit dangerous.
That's right, looks like he moves in with a head. Here using his jab effectively in the first round. Pierre Coetzer we all know he's got that problem with that he cuts quite easily, so like you said, Andy, he's going to have to watch out for Halstead's head. Halstead landing a few nice little left-right combinations there, holding his own here in the first round.
Very awkward opponent, Halstead.
He's the type of fighter that throws punches and then holds. Those fighters are normally very awkward.
Well, with an 83 fight career, Brian, he must have a lot of experience.
That's right, and the ring must feel like his second home. But it can also have a telling effect on you later in your career.
Yes, well, he looked like he warmed up very well in the cloakroom. He's wet with the sweat.
And, we saw from this angle that his back is sweating nicely, so he looks like he's warmed up nicely. Nice fast start to this heavyweight contest here today as well.
Yeah, it's a fast first round.
A lot of clinching going on the inside, both fighters working from the outside. As you said, Halstead, an awkward opponent. He throws punches and then you see how he grabs Pierre Coetzer there.
Pierre Coetzer carrying his hands high.
Pierre Coetzer is going to have to try and stay on the outside and use his boxing ability. Yeah, he can't afford to pick up any cuts on the inside from Halstead's head.
I think those left hooks to the body of Pierre Coetzer is going to take their toll.
Yes, Pierre known to have a terrific left hook. He knocked out Johnny DePoy with that same left hook. And I believe he's been working very much with it in the gym lately. And I think that's going to be terrific right hand there from both fighters. I was about to say Pierre Coetzer landing with a nice right hand, but Halstead comes back with his own.
Stay back. Stay back.
Well, that's 1 for 1 there, Andy. Halstead holding his own in the first round.
Oh, like I say, he's got a very awkward stance as well. And Pierre Coetzer just can't seem to fathom out.
That's right. As we were speaking there, we missed a terrific left uppercut to the midriff from Pierre Coetzer. Seemed to have hurt Halstead there in the body.
Pierre Coetzer hits a very good straight left line. He's got a lot of power in his left hand, but he tends to wait too long before he throws it.
Right, yes. There we see the fighters clinching again. A lot of clinching going on in the first round. Now, probably more clinching than punches being thrown. Good jab from both fighters. Halstead pulling his face at Pierre Coetzer there at the end of the first round, showing him that he's not hurt.
Open a whole new world this Sunday by choosing how much you want to win in the 100,000 Rand Sunday Times Stay Soft Tender Touch competition. Winning has never been so easy with the Sunday Times and Stay Soft. The Sunday Times, make a feast of it.
And welcome back here at the Sun City Superbowl.
I got it.
We're going into the second round, the heavyweight fight between Pierre Coetzer and Jerry Halstead. A very even round.
Keep your head down much to see.
Pierre Coetzer boxing behind a jab, and Jerry Halstead getting through with a couple of blows of his own.
Right, yes, as you said, the first round, a very even round. We'll call it an even round. There was a lot of holding going on in the first round. You see Halstead coming out very aggressive here in the second round, banging away at Pierre Coetzer's rib cage there.
Halstead also not showing Pierre Coetzer any respect.
Halstead having a full go there on the inside as well, but once again he ties Coetzer up and holds him on the inside.
Halstead performing quite well for a guy that hasn't sparred around while he's in South Africa.
There we see that good left hook that we spoke about earlier on. That's one of Pierre Coetzer's best punches. That's right. He's fighting well in the second round, considering that he didn't spar one round in South Africa. It's normally very suspect if a fighter comes out and he prefers not to spar. That means he's left his condition at home. But Halstead having a go, he's landing with some left-right combinations. Pierre Coetzer's eyes so far holding out. He's probably fighting the wrong fight at this stage. He's trying to
get over the top.
Get inside and going over the top.
With uppercuts there, because Jerry Halstead is going low. He's going in low with those with the head especially, and Pierre Coetzer will have to watch that.
That's it. Pierre should get in and throw some devastating uppercuts on the inside. That's the way to beat an fighter like Halstead that holds on. Well, there we see the referee warning Halstead for that. It's about time because Halstead really is holding. Pierre Coetzer landing with some terrific punches. A devastating right hand there. Halstead coming back.
Halstead takes those punches very well, Brian.
He took them exceptionally well. I was just about to say he's hurt and I saw him come back with his own punches. Oh, there we see a terrific left-right combination followed by left hook from Wimpy Halstead. Pierre Coetzer trying to come on the inside.
The problem with Pierre Coetzer is he only knows how to fight one way, Brian, that is forward. And he stays on the attack all the time. And he tends to forget about his defense. And that is when he gets stuck.
Right, Pierre should concentrate on using the jab and stay on the outside with those long-range punches. Wimpy Halstead is a type of fighter, as we said earlier on, that can only come forward. Well, Halstead landing again on a terrific left-right combination.
I'm
Using
surprised
those
to see
straight
that,
punches effectively.
I'm very surprised to see that Halstead gets through with those punches as easily as he does.
Yes, Andries, Pierre needs to do a bit of bob and weaving and slip punches rather than just come on straight forward against a guy like Halstead. But yeah, in the second round, nothing much happening yet. Well, there we see Halstead with those right hands coming over the top. A lot of clinching going in there. The referee looks like he's going to have a tough job here tonight. Pierre Coetzer and Wimpy Halstead throwing lever here in the end of the second round. Some good combinations from both
Tough
fighters.
as nails. But we're just going to the shops and we'll be back soon.
Watch a fairy tale come true through the magic of Mnet on the 3rd of August, live from the Sun City Superbowl with a 1991 Sunday Times Rapport Miss SA Beauty Pageant.
12 beautiful girls, only one Cinderella, and she'll be winning not only the crown, but over 700,000 rands worth of prestige prizes.
5, 6, 7, 8. Smile!
As the excitement mounts, the girls are hard at work rehearsing for their big night. It's the beauty event of the year, and it's here on Mnet's new open time. Don't miss it. Saturday, 3rd of August at 5 p.m. See you there.
Welcome back. And as we listen to Alan the Wheel giving advice to Pierre Coetzer, very good advice. Not to walk in straight up and more right hands to the body. That's what Alan the Wheel wants. And we'll see if Pierre Coetzer is going to follow the advice.
That's right, Andy. Some good advice as we're going to the third round here. Pierre Coetzer's got to try and give Halstead some angles. He's walking into too many of those straight punches. Well, there we see Halstead sticking out that straight jab. And he's landing a lot of punches on Pierre Coetzer's head. There we see that jab working very effectively for Halstead. He knows it's working and he's throwing it.
It's a short jab that Halstead throws there at Pierre Coetzer, and he still lands with it.
That's right there. He's got his distance. Oh, there we see a right hand from Pierre Coetzer. And Halstead in trouble here, Andries. He's all shook up there.
Definitely. He was shaking with that right hand there, over the left hand of Halstead.
As he stands there now and he comes back with his own left and right, he seems okay, but he was really shook up there.
Pierre Coetzer should take advantage of that now.
That's right. Pierre should climb all over him now. Although looking from this angle,
Halstead very clever there. You see he turns to his right hand side and he holds Pierre Coetzer's left hand.
Right, but from this angle, Andries, Halstead looks fine again. His legs are not buckling. You can see it in his eyes. He looks okay. But Pierre's got to land that straight right once again. It was a terrific punch.
Pierre's going to draw him. He's going to make him throw that jab so he can counter with the right hand over the top.
Well, there we see Pierre Coetzer was trying with that right hand again. A good punch for him, that straight right. Not too effective after that first one. Pierre Coetzer seems to have a graze there on his right ear. It's better than a cut above the eye.
Alan the Wheel asked for more right hands from Pierre Coetzer.
Halstead, as we said, Andries, a very awkward opponent. He gets inside there with the head and he weaves a bit and then he grabs and he holds punches.
He's got a very fast eye, Halstead. He sees those punches of Pierre Coetzer's coming a mile away and he gets out of trouble very good.
See his corner from here hitting on the side of the canvas here, saying to him he must go forward and he must work. That's Wimpy Halstead I'm talking about.
Not much action in the infights there, Brian.
Halstead seems to be doing the better work on the inside and Pierre's doing the better work on the outside. Well, a better down for Pierre Coetzer, seeing that he hurt Halstead with that big right hand.
Yes, and I think Pierre Coetzer under tremendous pressure is trying to impress in front of his home crowd.
It's always tough, Andy says. The viewers will know I fought many times at Sun City and you always try and look good in front of the home crowd. You feel you owe it to them and it's difficult. It does put you under pressure. There we
Pierre Coetzer tagged him again with the right hand there as well.
There we see that right hand once again. And Halstead's in trouble. He's holding on for dear life.
And you see the head of Halstead going in there.
Nice to see the referee pick that up. Halstead banging away with the head there in the inside. Pierre Coetzer should settle down and use that jab more effectively. Well, Halstead's still looking cocky after 3 rounds.
There's a cut on the right eyebrow of Pierre Coetzer's. There's the cut. You can see it
Well, that's what we were concerned about to start with, Andries. We see that cut above Pierre Coetzer's line. We know he's very suspect for cuts. There we see in slow motion that right hand.
Right
Halstead
over the
there
top.
just...
And
Fortunately, as
Halstead's
you
very
said...
clever there, Brian. You see, he stays with Pierre Coetzer, doesn't give him a chance
That's right.
to land any more punches.
As you said, that experience is counting there. He was hurt and he grabbed and he held on. That's the right way to operate when you get hurt, Andries, in the fight game.
No, okay, don't drag it. Don't drag it.
Don't you at this stage think, Cap, that Pierre is inclined to be walking into too many punches that he could be avoiding? Isn't he going in too open?
Definitely, yeah, Leonard. He should be moving a bit more, and he should be fighting from the outside.
But what I could pick up in the Halstead corner, they were telling him to rush Pierre Coetzer up, and that's the right fight for him. Pierre's got to get on the outside and start boxing a little more, lateral movement, head movement, and use that jab. And that straight right will come by itself. You see Pierre trying to land that straight jab there, but Halstead's on the inside. He's got the right range. A lot of clinching and infighting there.
And
Pierre Coetzer's right doesn't look good for
blood started to pour now.
And the eye is bleeding badly there now.
It's right in the nick of the right-hand corner of the right eye.
Yeah, it's always a difficult spot to control the blood flow, because you see the blood's flowing right down into the eye there.
That's right, and it looks like a nasty cut from this angle here. Something we were concerned about from the start of this fight.
And it is such a pity that Pierre Coetzer cuts easily. And that can hamper his chances when he does get a chance to fight the big boys.
I must say, at this stage of the fight, Andries, nothing much in it. Halstead holding his own here. Both fighters throwing a fair amount of punches, but then clinching after that. I can't really pick a winner at this stage.
The blood obviously worrying Pierre, because he's prepared to go backwards more now. He's letting Halstead come in and clinch and use the head to some extent.
Yes, well, every time that Pierre Coetzer comes forward, Halstead falls in with the head, and you can see that he deliberately uses the head on the inside.
As we said earlier on, Andries, those 80-plus fights that he's had, brings that experience, shows you how to use the head, cut your opponents up. You lose a bit of your timing as you get older in the fight game, but you learn the dirty tricks. And there we see some nice work from Halstead, left-right combination. Pierre Coetzer trying to use that uppercut on the inside, but getting caught.
And it's very evident that Halstead is here to fight.
That's one of the good things that I'm happy about here today, Andries, is that Halstead has definitely come to fight. As you said, he didn't spar one round. Landing off the short right hand combination, so landed flush in the jaw there. Halstead, you can see the mark on the left-hand side of Halstead's eye. So you see also left hook of Pierre Coetzer that went through.
Oh, and his right hand. One thing about Halstead, every time he gets hurt, he gets straight into that clinch.
That is where Pierre Coetzer's got to shake him off now.
You can see that eye is bothering Pierre Coetzer. He keeps leaning his glove towards it and rubbing it. Coming back here in the end of this round.
Well, this is going to be a hard job of work for Alan Tawil in the corner, I think. He's got to stem the flow of that blood.
Yeah, it's a very difficult position.
Well, it's a tough night's work here for Pierre Coetzer. He's not having it all his own way. He's got a cut and he's fighting a very awkward fighter. And he's fighting a fighter that's come here to fight. There we see that overhand right from Pierre. But then he falls into the head there.
Yeah, he doesn't capitalize on the punch that he caught Halstead with.
Here we see that right hand in slow motion again. Looking at that cut there. Looks like a nasty cut there.
Fortunately, it's away from the eyeball itself, so if he can keep the blood from flowing into the eye, he'll be all right.
He's right near you.
That's all soft tissue around the edge.
Soft tissue on the side of the eye there, and it's very difficult to control the blood over there. It bleeds very easily.
Well,
Alan Tawil asks for more straight lefts and jabs.
Halstead sensing that Pierre Coetzer's got that cut as well, and he's working his left jab there. I must say Halstead seems to have found his range on the inside a lot better than Pierre Coetzer. Throwing those shorter punches, as you said, Andries, those short jabs and those short rights, and they seem to be working for him.
Pierre Coetzer waits too long before he uses his jab. Halstead moves forward, and by the time Pierre Coetzer uses his jab, Halstead is right up against him, and it's very difficult for him to throw the jab.
That's right, he needs to use his leverage here. As we said, Halstead, a very tough customer, tricky, experienced, and very awkward.
And we should notice that Halstead, in the few fights that he's lost in his career, it was very late in his career that he lost those fights against the top heavyweights in the world.
That's right, he's been around for a while. Pierre Coetzer settling down in this round seems to be more relaxed now that the rounds are getting on and he's getting tired, using the jab more effectively in this round. There you see the referee battling away there.
Interesting thing about Halstead. Halstead had 5 pro fights before he turned 17.
Very experienced. And he's still a young man at 26.
That's right. As far as the heavyweight goes, he's a young man, the same as Pierre Coetzer is.
Very good right hand from Pierre Coetzer again. It's just a pity that he lands so few of them.
Pierre desperately trying to land another big right hand there. But battling because Halstead keeps holding on.
Pierre Coetzer too wild with the left hook, Brian. You see that every time that he tries to throw the left hand, Halstead just ducks below the punch and then goes over the top.
That's right. A lot more effective on the inside.
And it's very difficult, Brian, to attack with the left hook. It's actually a very dangerous punch to attack with.
I was about to say that, and that's a good point. That's a very dangerous punch to lead with the left hook. And that's what Pierre's trying to do here tonight.
Yeah, he's got Halstead in trouble there, sir.
Terrific straight right there. That's the punch that can do the damage. Oh, Pierre Coetzer's been hit with his own right hand.
Halstead very clever when he got tagged there. He fought back. He didn't give Pierre Coetzer a chance to throw any more punches at him.
You see Halstead clowning there and pulling faces at the public, showing them that he's not hurt. But he was definitely shook up there.
A good sign of a man who is hurt. He starts clowning.
That's right, then in the fight game you learn to learn. If a guy starts clowning and pulling faces, he's been hurt.
Definitely.
There we see that right hand again. An overhand right from Pierre Coetzer.
It's just a pity that Pierre Coetzer waits too long before he throws the right hand. He's too close up to Jerry Halstead.
That's right.
To actually hurt him very much with the punch.
Unfortunately for Pierre, he's not much of a bob and weaver, and this tends to be a problem. After throwing a punch, he stands there and waits to be hit back.
You're going right, you shake him, you go right into him. You shake him, you go right into him.
He's going over the left hand.
Why do you go into him?
But then he goes up right against Halstead.
Right, comes back there with that right uppercut, tries the left hook. That's his favorite punch. But as we said, Andy stands there and waits for Halstead to retaliate.
Yeah, and you can see that when he's going to throw the left hook, he pulls it way back and he wings actually with a punch.
Right, and leading with the left hook, as we said earlier on in the round, is the most dangerous punch in the book.
With him, I mean, jab him, move him. Move him a little bit.
Well, the corner telling Halstead to do more jabbing. I wonder if that's the right approach for him to take. He's a close-in mauler.
Well, he was successful with his jab earlier on in the fight.
Oh, it is the halfway mark of the fight, Andries, and I haven't been judging the fight round for round, but there's not much happening. Halstead's definitely holding his own here tonight. Nice to see an American fighter come out here and really fight to win. Put up a good fight against our top heavyweight.
Yes, definitely, and not showing Pierre Coetzer any respect. His ratings as well doesn't bother him, and he's throwing punches and he's catching Pierre Coetzer with punches that should never land.
Right, as you said, Pierre Coetzer rated number 2 in the world by all the bodies, and Wimpy Halstead's come here and he's showing him no respect. Well, there we see that right hand from Pierre Coetzer. Halstead's holding on for dear life once again, Andrew. Really holding on.
Immediately when Pierre Coetzer caught him, Halstead was like an octopus. And
there we see the referee deducting a point from him for holding. That's a good thing that the referee's just done there.
Well, Halstead's surviving He doesn't mind giving the point away as long as he's surviving the round.
Right, and he seems to come back every time after being hurt on this, which is a good sign. It's a sign of experience. Gets hurt, comes back, throws punches of his own, and then holds on.
And Brian, surprisingly, very fit.
Very fit as well, that's right. Unfortunately for Pierre, he's fighting an experienced guy that keeps holding on. And it's a very tough fight. You would know and I would know it's tough fighting a guy that's awkward and that holds on the whole night. You can't get on with the job.
Yeah, well, a spoiler like, this is what we call a spoiler. Jerry Halstead is what we call a spoiler, and it doesn't give Pierre Coetzer a chance to throw any punches on the inside.
Right, basically it's a tough fight for Pierre Coetzer. He's really trying his best. As we know, he's always a very fit fighter, and you can't really get on with the job if the guy keeps holding you.
Well, the blood's starting to come down again from that eye cut. It's opened up once again.
Well, Leonard, it would be interesting to see how the judges have got it so far, because Halstead is in the fight. He's been there all the time, landing some good left-right combinations. The referee warning him, we heard him from there saying to Halstead, I'll disqualify you if you keep holding. He doesn't want to stop holding. Referee really having a tough job here tonight.
Halstead well away with the right hand. But he recovers so quickly, Brian.
Right, Andres, and as you said, for a guy that came out here and hasn't done any sparring, I'm surprised to see he really did come out there with condition. Referee warning him there, saying he's not taking no more nonsense from him.
Keep holding, keep using like that. The pity if this fight was stopped on a disqualification, because it's really a hard test for Coetzer.
It is a hard test for Coetzer, and Halstead is actually showing up Pierre Coetzer's limitations.
That's right, and really, as Len said, it's a tough day to office for Pierre Coetzer. He's battling out here. He's had a tough 6 rounds. He's been cut, and he's really not having things all his own way. There you see the slow motion. See Pierre Coetzer's right hand just grazing off Halstead's cheek there.
Well, while that was going on, actually, quite an argument in the corner between Frank Newton, Halstead's trainer, and Wally Snowball, the referee. Snowball walked over to him, and there's been an exchange of words, and Newton is not at all happy about the handling of the fight.
Blocking the punches.
Well,
with your jabs up, jabs down, hit low, hit him with the right here. Get left hooks properly. Don't miss him, hit him with the right. Don't be hit him with the right. Step back and hit him again.
Round number 7.
Well, Leonard, whether Halstead's corner is happy or not, the referee's doing a good job. Halstead is holding on, and he's preventing Pierre Coetzer from really getting on with the job. There we see, as he comes into this round number 7, he grabs on and he holds.
Pierre Coetzer, Alan DeVille wants him to throw more right hands, but Halstead just doesn't give him the opportunity and the chance to throw more of those right hands. Every time he gets tagged with the right hand, he holds Pierre Coetzer on the inside. And, of course, the ref is having a hard time keeping Halstead away from Coetzer.
That's right, Andy, but there we see one of those few. There we see another good right hand. Pierre Coetzer chasing Halstead all over the ring now. Landed 2 terrific right hands in succession. But Halstead's back and he's banging away at Pierre Coetzer's ribcage there. Pierre trying that left hook once again. Nice uppercut on the inside. Pierre Coetzer seems to be confident in this round, looking for a victory here.
Pierce, it's like he's getting desperate now.
Right, he realizes he's got a tough fight and he realizes he's not having all his way. So he's looking for a knockout there in round 7.
But Halstead very tough. He comes back for more.
There we see he's shaking his head, showing that Pierre Coetzer hasn't hurt him.
You know,
it was said very awkward.
It was Buster Douglas who said that Halstead gave him his hardest fight. And you can see why. I mean, with all the other top-line fighters Douglas has fought, here's one who really crowded him the whole way through.
That's right, Len. You know, all he does is hit and hold and hit and hold. And it's very tough fighting a guy that hits and holds.
And he's never been knocked out, which is something an 83 fights to be able to say.
Right. Using his jab effectively on the inside. Pierre desperately trying to get this fight over with.
Well, Halstead uses all these experience to get out of the trouble. And Pierre Coetzer just Can't seem to fathom out this guy's style.
Oh, there we see, grabs on again, rubs in the head on the inside, uses all the dirty tricks in the book. Once again, bangs away with the head, holds on. That seems to be Halstead's pattern of fighting here, and we see all he does is hit and hold and hit and hold.
I'm surprised actually he hasn't been pulled up more often for the use of the head, but he certainly has used it.
The referee looking at Halstead there with an angry look in his eyes. He's not happy with what's happening here.
You see, every time Halstead comes up there, he wants to put the head in.
Well, Pierre started off having a better round here. He came out aggressively, he wanted to get it over with, but realized it's not going to be so easy to get over with. Landed a nice right hand there, another nice right hand. Halstead didn't like those punches he took at the end of that round.
We asked top director Ty Cricker to shoot our national home video camera commercial on our national home video camera. He thought we were crazy. In the end, there was only one thing he could say.
That's amazing. Picture and sound quality is incredible, man.
This commercial was shot on a national home video camera.
Breathe out. Welcome back to the action here at the Sun City Superbowl. Pierre Coetzer having a hard time here against Jerry Halstead from America.
Well, if you heard the Halstead corner, there, and this, there was a bit of swearing going on, and he said to Wimpy, you get out there, you win this round, and you're home and dry. Well, unofficially, we don't know what's going on in the judges' scorecard, but we'd be interested to see exactly how they got the fight at this stage in the 8th round.
Pierre Coetzer now connecting here very cleanly with their jab.
Oh, terrific right hand. Fantastic. That's the greatest punch of the fight. Fantastic right hand. Wimpy Halstead saying, that's right, he's acknowledging that he's been hurt.
Pierre Coetzer set him up there with two jabs.
Well, there comes Pierre Coetzer.
Pierre Coetzer jabbed him gave him two jabs and a right cross. Plus on the jaw.
Well, it's definitely what Pierre Coetzer needed in this fight. Now he's confident. Halstead once again using that experience, holding on, recovering.
Halstead surely knows how to survive, Brian.
He's a survivor, and he's an old ring veteran, and he's a survivor. The crowd edging Pierre Coetzer on, they want him to get it over with. Good round here for Pierre Coetzer. He needed that 10-8 round desperately.
It will be definitely a fit in Pierre's cap if he can knock Halstead out, because nobody else has achieved that.
Right, he's been around for a while and he's never been knocked out, and Pierre Coetzer almost done it here in the 8th round.
Step back, let go.
That right hand was definitely the best punch of this fight so far.
Quiet in the corner.
Nice straight jab there. Pierre Coetzer set him up nicely with the jab, but the jabs have just gone.
That's right. Pierre Coetzer had the right distance for that right hand. It was a perfect straight right. And he's got to get his distance right here.
I think it's to the credit of the American, though, that he's been able to come back from that knockdown.
Oh, there we see that right hand again. Oh, yes, and Halstead's down again. Fantastic right hand.
Tremendous right hand once again.
Definitely, Andrew. Pierre Coetzer nailed him once again in the same round with that right hand.
And if you can go down once more this round,
well,
the end of the
Pierre's
fight.
all over him. Halstead knows he's in trouble here. He knows he's facing a man that can punch here. Pierre Coetzer definitely a good puncher with that straight right and that left hook.
Halstead looks shaken. Halstead definitely looks shaken now.
Well, the crowd's jumping with excitement here, Andy, so they want Pierre to get it over with here.
Step back.
You see Halstead holding on again. He's even holding on to the referee at this stage. Oh, there's that uppercut. Terrific left uppercut and a straight right. Halstead was almost down again.
And it's always a thing with Pierre Coetzer. Once his opponent has hurt him, they're in trouble. And he's hurt Jerry Halstead in this round as well. and he just couldn't finish it off.
Well, Andries, what a round for Pierre Coetzer, one of his best rounds in his career.
You caught him with the right hand. Listen here. You caught him with the right hand. You go right on top of him. Don't. Get your distance and hit him again.
There's a right hand over the top there. Pierre Coetzer, you saw the two jabs followed by the crisp right hand.
You can see from Halstead's face there as he sits there, he was badly hurt. Then we watch it in slow motion again. Fantastic right hand. You could see his whole neck shook there and he went down and almost out. Experience saved him there, Andries.
Come on.
6 minutes, man.
Come
you
on,
do that
man.
in your
6
sleep.
minutes.
In
Come
your
on.
sleep. Yeah. Alan DeWiel talking very loud in the corner there with Pierre Coetzer.
Well, Andries could go here into round number 9, 6 minutes to go in this heavyweight contest. A big round for Pierre Coetzer, round 8. A 10-7 round, a high scorecard. And definitely put him back in the picture in this fight.
Yeah, and I think Pierre Coetzer definitely needs this to beat this guy on a stoppage.
Well, Halstead seems to be quite relaxed here in round 9. He's even picked up that Pierre Coetzer's laces are loose. And he's shouting at the referee to go and cut the lace off there. Showing his experience, relaxing here in round 9. Still shouting that it's loose. Probably looking for a nice break here. And it's to his advantage.
That's experience for you, isn't it?
That's real experience for you, Len. He's taking advantage of getting a break here in the 9th round.
Definitely.
Well, nice jab there from Halstead. Back in the fight. Starting to move around, finding his range. As you heard Alan say, after Pierre hits him with a right hand, he must step back and hit him with another right hand. But Pierre falls into his punches.
Pierre falls forward, and he just can't get leverage in his punches when he's so close up against his opponent.
That's right, and after a tremendous straight left-right combination, Pierre falls into it. Oh, there we see him down again. Once again, that straight right. Tremendous. Halstead shaking his head now. Well, he's up at the count to 7. He says he's okay, but I think he's badly hurt. Here comes Pierre Coetzer again, left, right, uppercuts.
I think Pierre Coetzer can end it now.
Well, this is his best opportunity, Andries. If he doesn't end it now, he'll never end it. He's really got Halstead in trouble.
Halstead definitely hurt.
There we see a tremendous left-right combination once again from Pierre.
But I can't understand that Pierre Coetzer allows Halstead to come close to him and hold him.
Right, and he's allowing him to get not back into the fight, but to survive from a knockout.
That is what Pierre Coetzer is doing, moving back and punching.
Right. He needs distance for that right hand. You can't land a good straight right from inside.
Yes, it's been one of Pierre's big failings is that he will lie forward onto an opponent.
Exactly.
Instead of bringing himself along.
We saw it
when he moves back, Brian, and also when he moves backwards, he moves straight back instead of moving in a circle.
That's right. Not much lateral movement there. And he's got some nice combinations, some nice punches, Andries, you know, that straight right and that left hook. It's devastating for the heavyweight. But then he falls in and he gets hit with his opponent's punches.
He's got some very good combinations, but he uses it very sparingly.
I'm surprised he hasn't used that left hook more often, because that's a devastating punch.
As you said there, that ring veteran Halstead has managed to hold on once again and looks like almost survived this 9th round.
Stay back, let go.
Referee really having a tough job here tonight.
Yeah, I think Pierre Coetzer must be thinking that he's in there with the octopus, definitely, because Halstead has all arms when he's in trouble.
Well, there we see the end of the 9th round. Another good round for Pierre Coetzer. Had a knockdown, won that round by 10-8. And he's definitely ahead on points. And as you said, a tough day to office here for Pierre Coetzer.
And also the eye has started bleeding again there. Alan DeWiel was doing actually a very good job on that eye.
When he jabs, you wait for him. You cover up.
Can we see that slow motion? Halstead fighting back. There's that right hand. You see Halstead's head bounce back and he's down. And I really thought at that stage of the fight it was going to be over.
Yeah, it's just a pity Pierre couldn't connect him cleanly with the left hook.
That followed afterwards. That followed, that's right, he missed the left hook.
As Halstead was going down.
I think we must give some credit here too to Alan Tawil. He's really looked after that cut. Now, he's never the flow, and it isn't worrying Pierre anymore.
Yes, you see what Alan Tawil is doing there in the corner. He's getting the blood to flow on the outside of the eye.
That's right, Alan also been in the fight game a long time. Knows how to work on cuts. He's an old hand.
Right, step back, step back.
All credit to Pierre Coetzer as well. He fights back every fight with cuts, and he wins the fights with cuts. And it's good to see a fighter winning fights, even though he's been cut in the early rounds. Pierre banging away with the overhand right. Halstead won't leave him alone.
You see also the mistake that Pierre Coetzer makes there. He keeps his left hand under the arm of Halstead instead of putting it in and covering his face with it.
That's right. He needs to be ripping him some uppercuts on the inside there. And it's really the right punch for a guy like Halstead is to rip some uppercuts on the inside.
What I'm surprised to see is that Pierre Coetzer is not throwing more body punches.
Oh, there we see that right hand once again. Halstead looked like he was almost on his way down. Some nice punches there from Pierre Coetzer. Left-right combination, followed by left hook.
You're holding.
As the battle side started off as a sloppy round, the 10th round, Pierce catching Halstead there with some punches going through.
Let go.
You see Pierre Coetzer pulls his right hand, he shows that he's going to hit, and all Halstead did there was shoot out his jab and put Pierre Coetzer off balance.
Right, and what I notice about Pierre as well is he's got a bit of a bounce before he throws his right hand. And the opponent picks it up if you bounce him to throw the punches. You see the crowd edging Pierre Coetzer on there. They want him to get it over with.
Well, there's just over a minute to go. It does look like we'll see out the full distance. Halstead will keep his record of never having been knocked out.
Not sure why they call him Jerry Wimpy Halstead, because he's not much of a wimp, but he likes to hold on.
He's as tough as they come, one of the toughest and one of the fittest American heavyweights we've had here, no doubt.
Very fit, and I think he surprised a lot of people here today with his fitness. He didn't give anything away in the gym by punching the bag and working the skipping rope.
Right, well, he saved a lot of energy, I suppose, by not sparring Andries, but not normally a fighter's routine to come to a country for a week or two and not do any sparring. But we're in the 10th round here, and it looks like he's going to survive. He got hit with a head there and he's pulling his face.
Complaining about his eye, he's bleeding.
It looks like he's got a bad cut there. There goes Pierre Coetzer with that left hook. Well, Halstead just picked up a bad cut there from Pierre Coetzer's head. The referee wrestling there with Halstead.
The elbow in your head. I'll jump here. All right.
Well, there's only less than 10 seconds to go.
I'm not sure the referee picked up that Pierre Coetzer actually did the dirty work there and hit Halstead with the head. But the fight's almost over and Pierre Coetzer definitely a winner here. Oh, there we see the end of the 10th round.
Halstead picked up a very bad cut.
We're not sure who the people are booing here, Andries. I'm not sure if it's Halstead or the referee, but they're booing somebody.
Yes, I think they're not happy with the way they handled the
Ladies and gentlemen, before we announce the results, just a reminder that there is one more bout coming up.
But definitely Pierre Coetzer cruising to basically an easy victory on points, but not easy in the ring. He had a tough fight out there tonight.
They had a very tough fight against Jerry Halstead, and I think the guy that is going to knock Jerry Halstead out will have to punch something like a trip hammer to knock this guy out.
That's right, and he's going to have to get his distance right, because Halstead, with his experience, as we watch the slow motion there, he knows how to get inside, he knows how to hold, he knows how to rough an opponent up.
Yeah, he stays
and he knows
close.
how to cut an opponent up as well.
Yes, he stays close when he's been tagged, and he knows how to survive there. Pierre Coetzer just didn't have the opportunity to capitalize on the punches that he rocked Halstead with and the punches that he put Halstead on the canvas with.
Right, but it was really nice, as you said, to see American heavyweight come out here and give Pierre another good test, a fit heavyweight.
Well, he was out here to fight, and he was definitely trying to win this fight any way that he could.
That's right. He tried with the head, he tried with the elbows, he tried everything. But unofficially that he's Andries, we haven't heard the judges' scorecards yet. I believe Pierre Coetzer will run out the points winner here.
Yeah, well, I think those knockdowns that Pierre Coetzer scored.
Well, after 6 or 7 rounds, Halstead was definitely in the fight.
There's the elbow. That is where the cut came from.
Oh, right. I thought it was the head. It shows you how quick it happens in this fight game.
All you can do is right talk, run your mouth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. The judges score the fight as follows. Judge Bukwana scores at 99 to 88. Judge Gover scores at 98 to 90. And Judge Radebe scores at 99 to 89 for the winner on a unanimous points decision, Pierre Coetzer.
Well, that gives it to Coetzer by one judge giving it by 11 points, and one giving it by 10 points. It shows that they were unanimous, all right. But do you think that Pierre won by all that wider margin, or is it those knockdowns that really shaped the difference?
This is a warning.